Hi, I'm Ukulele Ben, and I'm going to help you see the key of C. Hi, I'm Ukulele Ben, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. Today I'm going to be talking about the key of C, which is normally the first key you learn in the ukulele. When I mean key, I mean a group of chords that work together and are used in a particular sequence in a lot of modern songs, which is, you know, stuff you'll come across certainly with ukulele songbooks and so on. Before we start, I've got to introduce you to this one. This is my tinkulele. It's a tinkulele because it's made out of a biscuit tin. This genuinely is a biscuit tin, and I don't know if you can see this, but it does say the biscuits went off on the 21st of April 2012. So I'm glad it's used for something else, and this is empty. And you can do all sorts with it, and it's one of those conversation pieces, certainly, as in what on earth do you have there? And I would like to say it stops traffic, but haven't taken it outside just yet. One nice thing you get with it as well is this. It kind of has its own whammy bar kind of effect, which is really nice. So yes, let's get on with it. Let's learn the chords of the key of C. Before we get started, little thing, your thumb is your best friend. Make sure it's involved in putting the chords together, either up here like that or slightly behind. Try not to move your thumb where it goes kind of here or kind of across there like this, so it's kind of going towards the head there. What you want it to do is kind of going up or slightly to the side, not all the way across or even like this. Okay, the C chord. The easiest chord you will learn. This is the chord you'll learn probably on the first day. And all you got to do is use your ring finger, which is where you put your wedding ring, and you put it behind the 3rd fret of the string at the bottom, which is the A string, and it sounds like this. Now it's important to use your 3rd finger purely because of changes that you'll be making from the C until the other chords. And it's important also to remember that you use your 1st finger for all the things on the 1st fret, your pointing finger, your middle finger for everything behind the 2nd fret, your ring finger for everything behind the 3rd fret, and your little finger, which we'll get to at some point, behind everything for the 4th fret. It means changes are a lot easier, much easier. So that's C. Okay, let's move on to the F chord. Pointing finger behind the 1st fret of the string 2nd from bottom, that's the E string. And then your middle finger behind the 2nd fret of the top string, which is the G string, and this is the key of G. Sorry, the chord of F. Now you can see here my fingers are kind of doing this, but that's just to show you how the chord goes rather than how you hold it. I mean, some people hold it like this, some people hold it more like this. The important thing is that what works for you. As long as it's comfortable, as long as it's a position you can fit with, go with that. And especially it's a chord also that you can change easily to other chords. Try not to kind of strain or anything. If your fingers are starting to do this, you can see here, there's a kind of around here, the wrist is starting to look a bit pained, and there's, you know, you're pressing a bit too hard there. Just find the easiest way to go. And therefore changes to other chords will be easy. Now on to the G chord. Now this is where we use 3 fingers. We've literally gone from the 1 finger for C, the 2 fingers for F, and now for 3 fingers for the G. So, pointing finger behind the 2nd fret of the string 2nd from top, that is the C string, and then your middle finger goes behind the 2nd fret of the 1 string at the bottom, which is the A string, and then the ring finger behind the 3rd fret of the 2nd from top, 2nd from bottom rather, which is the E string, and it should sound like this. Actually, I'll probably hold it more like this. So that's how it's meant to sound. Now that is, well, potentially the bogey chord. There's between the F and the G. From lessons I've taught, there one of the chords is always a difficult one for some people. But just keep plugging on it. Just keep going on, and you'll eventually find the comfort zone. Now we're looking at changing chords. Now this is the next step, and I don't want to rush you on this one, but basically to be able to go from Z to F to G and back to C. So C, F, G, C. I'm not going to dictate how you do that or how you think it out, because again, my fingers are different from yours, and your fingers are going to be shorter or longer and so on. But the key thing here is to think out, literally work out the journey from here, your C chord, to your F chord, and then from your F chord to your G, and then G to C. And eventually you'll work out your F to G, and back to F. Just one last chord, a nice little addition, and that's A minor, which is where you put your middle finger behind the second fret on the top there, like this. I'll show you properly there. And because it's a minor chord, it's a lot more melancholic, sadder maybe. Now the reason I added that chord is because with these four simple chords, not only do you know pretty much a lot of pop music and a lot of stuff you hear on the radio, but it also creates a doo-wop sequence. Doo-wop being what you'd hear from the 50s and 60s, a style of, I guess you'd call it, well, American pop if you like, as well as, I guess, from the back end of the swing jazz generation of the late 40s. And a doo-wop looks like this, so it goes C to A minor to the F, so you're only adding a finger there, and then G. And I say doo-wop because if you continue with four strums on each, 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, and you just add a sing doo-wop, then you have much of the early 60s pop music and a whole bunch of other songs. So you go like this. Doo-wop, doo-wop, but then other songs follow this kind of formula as well. Whoa, my love, my darling, I hunger for your love, and so on. That's Unchained Melody. And you're just following that kind of sequence and maybe a few chords here or there. But you've got a very popular song there, and a lot of other songs follow that sequence. And you may hear other songs from that sequence. So that's the key of C. So C, F, G, and A minor. Okay. You've learnt the key of C. Well done. Keep on at it. Keep looking at songbooks online, and keep coming back to my website and my YouTube channel. Great to see you, and I'll do some lessons, I'm going to do some songs, and I'll show you some performances real soon. Stay safe. Ciao for now.